We are on MCA TV at the jENS Congress 2019 in Maastricht. We are with Professor Alan Jobe, Professor of Neonatology at the Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Welcome.
Thank you.
Why do you think preterm lungs is so miraculous?
Well, I had that for my talk yesterday as a title because it turns out that these very preterm lungs are remarkable in that they can mature early, they can heal after they've been injured, and then after they have been injured, getting what we call bronchopulmonary dysplasia, then they have ability to remodel until the children are probably 20 years of age. So there's this ability of the lung to easily get injured, but repair and then remodel. And so that most babies who have severe prematurity and end up with lung injury actually survive and do really quite well. Now there's some that don't and have many problems, and that's a very small subgroup of the babies. And so most of the babies who are of reasonable size and reasonable gestational age do remarkably well because of this ability of the lung to respond. And we have therapeutic ways we can intervene to help them do better. And one is to use antenatal steroids to help them mature their lungs. And the second is to use surfactant after they're born to help them breathe because they don't have enough surfactant. And the third is a whole number of strategies we're using to cause less injury, using less oxygen, less pressure on mechanical ventilation. And the aggregate of those things is basically making these lungs better than I think most people thought they could ever be.
And what about innovative therapies for the lung?
Well, we've had therapies for a long time. Antenatal steroids were started to be used in 1972. Surfactant was approved for clinical use in 1990. And subsequently, we've had a lot of innovation in terms of using ventilators that are more gentle, using continuous positive airway pressure to avoid ventilators. We've had improvements in nutrition. So all of these have come together to make taking care of these babies much easier. Now, are there new, better therapies? One of the very hot items on the meeting here is this issue of stem cells from various sources. And there's concerns that the preterm lung is actually deficient in these stem cells, particularly when it's being injured. And if we gave them back, the babies might heal better and might have better outcomes. And those stem cells could be helping the brain or the lung or any other organ system. And those studies are just starting to approach being tested in babies for safety. So we don't know if it's safe and we don't know if it'll work, but that's one of the more innovative things. And then there's other things that stem cells and other cells produce, these packages of lipid granules that they secrete. Those can be potentially used also to do a stem cell-like therapy. And as we learn more about the biology of the lung, which we're now learning about because we can take apart the lung into its individual cells and see what each individual cell is doing and learn that each cell is different, but we can learn more about which programs are driving injury and repair. And you know, some years down the line, we may be able to target better treatment strategies. But that's high-end research right now that we don't really know where it's going to go.
Thank you very much.